Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Deception and I talk about the New York Football Giants. Before we talk about Joe Schoen's press conference earlier today, I want to first go ahead and thank each and every one of you guys for checking out the channel, for supporting the channel. I know there's a lot of Giants related content, media, and opinions out there, and it means a lot that you guys clicked on this video. So first, thank you guys, and let's get into it. So Joe Schoen had his yearly bye-week press conference earlier today, and I know a lot of Giants fans were looking forward to hearing some answers from leadership on this team, and that's exactly what this team, or what this fan base and what this team have been lacking, which is leadership. A lot of us were looking for some kind of accountability, some kind of light at the end of a tunnel coming from Joe Schoen, and we didn't get any of that. You know, what we got was obfuscating from our general manager, pushing the blame on everybody else but himself, and saying that this team isn't where it's at because of a talent issue. It's not a talent issue. Oh no, we drafted all the players that we drafted are amazing. We have faith in everybody that we drafted. We have faith in everybody that we brought in free agency. We have no regrets on anybody that we let go. So that was the first thing that came to, that I got from this press conference. And the next thing is that when asked, so it's not a talent issue. This team isn't where it's at because of a lack of talent. So it's got to be a lack of coaching. No, he said it's not because of a lack of coaching. I can't take this regime seriously. If you're going to lie to the fan base like that, if you're going to tell us to our face that we're crazy, the shit that we're watching on Sundays isn't happening, I can't trust you going forward. Because the fact that you're going to go in front of the New York media and thus the fan base and tell us basically that we're all insane, in that the team isn't lacking talent and the coaching is great. Yeah, you're a fucking fraud. You're a clown. You're a disgrace to be in that leadership position of the New York Football Giants, because this team does have talent issues. It's got a talent issue at swing tackle, because we've always known that the Giants have lacked a swing tackle, or, like for the last few years. And, Andrew Thomas having somewhat of an injury history. We went into this year thinking that Josh Ezeudu was going to be our swing tackle. One game took that motherfucker one game to realize that was a total mistake. So Josh Ezeudu, our line being where it is, Daniel Jones being the quarterback. You guys can't blame the previous regimes. This is year 3 in your regime, in your operation. You re-signed Daniel Jones. You re-signed this quarterback, and you didn't bring in sufficient options as a backup, as a contingency plan. That is a talent issue, a talent deficit on this team, and you can't deny that. Don't tell the fan base that this team is where it's at because of a talent issue. I don't buy that shit. Don't tell me that that cornerback isn't an issue on this team, and that your first round pick in Deonte Banks hasn't struggled. Now, is that because of talent, or is that because of scheme change and coaching? I'll take either as an explanation. I could buy either one, but don't tell me it's not because, Deonte Banks is a talented player. I believe he's a talented player. I believe he can thrive in other schemes. I know that this scheme in particular with Shane Bowen isn't necessarily something that calls for someone of Deonte Banks' skill set. So when you're taking someone from one scheme and putting him in another and they're struggling, that becomes a talent issue, because he's not talented enough. He doesn't have the skill set to thrive in that scheme. So again, another talent issue, or just fucking boneheaded decisions by this regime to bring in defensive coordinators that run a totally different defense than the players that you drafted to play in. Because we all know that ever since you guys got here, we had Wink Martindale as our defensive coordinator. You drafted Wink Martindale style players, and guess what? Now you bring in somebody that has a totally different fucking philosophy, and you're expecting them to thrive. So when these players are struggling, I'm looking at you guys, because you guys are the ones that are making these decisions. You guys are the ones bringing in these coaches. And it is a talent issue, because these guys aren't it's not because of a lack of talent. It's the talent doesn't work in this environment. So yes, I'm chalking that up to a talent issue. And then when Joe Schoen is asked, well, if it's not a talent issue, then what is it, coaching? No, it's not a coaching issue, and I highly disagree. I think that the play calling has suffered tremendously since previous years in this regime. I thought the first 2 years with Mike Kafka calling plays was we were far more efficient. I think we had one of the best red zone offenses in the league in 2022. 2023, I know we had a lot of injuries. Daniel Jones getting injured, Andrew Thomas injured again. There's a lot of things that you could say for the reasons why we weren't as efficient last year. But we all know that Brian Daboll's calling plays this year, and we all know Daniel Jones is the quarterback this year. That falls on the general manager. Why didn't you bring in a sufficient swing tackle? Why didn't you replace our quarterback? Why didn't you bring in sufficient options as a replacement and just as a contingency? I'm so tired of listening to the Giants media, the people that speak on behalf of the Giants, and them tell us, Joe Schoen, that they're gonna go evaluate the team. What have you been doing this whole time? So you're waiting till the bye week to evaluate the situation. Have you not been watching Giants games? Have you not been subjecting yourself to the same torture that Giants fans have having to deal with, the season ticket holders have been having to deal with these last 10 weeks? This whole season has been a disgrace to the franchise. And I would say that this has just been an off year, but no, the Giants have been a horrible team for the last 10 years. And Giants fans are sick of it. And we're sick of watching people that have been put into positions of power and authority on this team obfuscate blame to other people, and then those people obfuscate blame to other people. So it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's not coaching. It's not players. It's not the general manager. It's not ownership. No. So what is it? Oh, he says it's everything. And I could agree to that to some extent. I don't think it's just one issue on this team. I don't think it's just one player. I think it is a myriad of different cogs in this Giants machine that are causing us to suffer so badly. But to come out and just kind of blow over everything is kind of a slap in the face to the Giants fan base. To saying that you guys are going to go back and watch the tape, evaluate every position, evaluate coaching, evaluate play calling, evaluate this, evaluate that. Like, you guys should have been doing this since week 1. You guys should have been doing this since the preseason. You've had 3 years here. And we are not any better today than we were the day you guys were hired. Don't act like this is the start of a rebuild or that we need to be patient, that these are young players. 3 years. Your guys' rookie class from year 1. You like to talk about how great this year's draft class is. Well, what about 2022's draft class? What about 2023's draft class? You've had 2 mediocre drafts, and now you finally hit, and actually this is a good draft. And I know you're not going to bat 100%, but you like to bring up all the good things that you do, but you're not bringing up the mistakes that you made, like drafting Evan Neal 7th overall. It's BS, and Giants fans are sick of it, and Giants fans can sniff out this incompetence from a mile away because we've been dealing with it. We've been dealing with clowns like you guys for the last decade. Saying that, oh, the Giants are actually a good team. We just need to figure out how to win. We're in 1-score games, and like 8 out of the 10 games that we lost this year, or it's like 5 out of the 8 games or whatever that we lost this year were 1-score games. Well, congratulations. You finally realize what the NFL is all about. The NFL is a game of inches. Most bad teams lose by 1-score games. This isn't rocket science. This isn't anything new. And don't try to pass that bullshit off to the fan base like we're somehow competitive, how we're somehow relevant in the NFL, and how we're somehow just a player away or a scheme away or or a practice away or a team meeting away from being relevant. Stop it. Take accountability. Tell us, the fans, that you guys made a mistake re-signing Daniel Jones. How you guys made a mistake letting Saquon Barkley go. How you made a mistake letting Xavier McKinney go. You guys let these players go and you supplement them in the draft. And hey, look, I'm a huge fan of Tyrone Tracy. I'm not shedding tears. I'm not crying myself to sleep that Saquon's not a Giant anymore. But it has to be said, if it came down to signing Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley, you should have signed Saquon. That's the reality of the situation. And I'd hate watching these motherfuckers just fucking blow over the questions, saying that we're competitive. Oh, it's not a talent issue. It's not a coaching issue. Saying the Giants are in these games. That's just straight up disrespectful to the fans' intelligence. Like, who the fuck do you think you are to come out there and try to pass this shit off like we're somehow just a quarterback away? Or how we're just somehow like a play caller away? Like, it just doesn't make any sense for a team that is 2-8 to come out here and have their general manager, not just because of this year, but last year as well. We were horrible last year. We are horrible this year. 2 years in a row where we're the bottom of the bunch in the NFL. And you're making excuses. You're obfuscating the reality of the situation to try to save your ass. I'm tired of it. Why can't we have somebody that goes out, takes responsibility, like fucking nut the fuck up, go out to that podium and tell the fans how it really is. Say, yeah, we don't have a quarterback on this roster that's able to comprehend or execute the scheme like our head coach wants him to. And you know what? That falls on me as a general manager, because I should have brought in somebody that was capable in case our $40 million quarterback wasn't up for the task. How are you going to sell that? Man, like, honestly, I don't know why I give this team so much of my time, so much of your time. Why, like, I don't get excited to watch the Giants anymore, because I just feel like I'm being fed a lie. Like I'm being like some kind of freaking pay pig. I'm going out there and watching this fucking game, or paying a lot of money to be able to watch this team on Sundays, because NFL is so stingy with their fucking games where I can't watch a game unless it's in market. I have to pay for a Sunday ticket and I have to watch this team. How is that fair? I think if you're a bad team, you should get a refund for that Sunday ticket, in my opinion. But for any Giants fan that was looking for any kind of accountability or any kind of leadership coming from this organization today, you were sadly disappointed, because we didn't get that today. All we got was more of the same. The shit that we hear after every loss from Brian Daboll. Oh, I'm going to go evaluate. I'm going to go look at the tape. I got to be better. It starts with me. Hell yeah, it starts with you. That's why some of us people, like some of the fans that are so tired of hearing the anti Daniel Jones rhetoric that has permeated the airwaves, permeated the social media space, because we know that you guys are the ones that signed him. You guys should be the ones that are held accountable for this. Why are we holding Daniel Jones accountable? You handed him the keys to the car, and somehow it's his fault. Somehow he's the one to blame. I mean, he is. He needs to go. That's not up for debate. That's just the reality now that us Giants fans have come to accept, some of us sooner than others. But you guys need to answer for this. This is year 3, and I don't want you guys to try to sell me on this dream of another, 3-4 years. All you guys need to do is get your quarterback. Like I said, you guys have had 3 off seasons. You've got 3 free agencies. You've had 3 drafts. And nothing has changed. We are literally in a worse position now than we were in 2020 or 2020 or 2022 when you guys took over for Joe Judge. Nothing's changed. The players have changed. The personnel has changed. The coaching staff's changed. The general manager's changed, but the results are still the same. The fuck are you guys watching out there? What are you evaluating, and what are you doing with that evaluation to make any kind of a difference? It's asinine. It's literally like, it hurts my fucking head to hear coaches come out and say, and players come out and say, we got to do better, we got to do this, we got to do that. Well, talk is fucking cheap. What are you physically doing to make this team better? Because I'm watching teams that have the first overall pick year in and year out, nothing fucking changes, and I'm starting to see that same shit with the Giants. How can I see teams like the Lions turn that shit around in like 2 years, 3 years? A team that's been so bad for so long, and all they do is get an actual leader of men in that locker room, and then somehow everything changes. They swap quarterbacks. The guy that they thought was, everyone wrote off, said that he was overrated, overdrafted. You know, he was carried by his defense to make it to that Super Bowl. Well, he's looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. What I think is going to happen as a Giants fan is I think that we're going to go draft a rookie quarterback. We're going to let Daniel Jones walk. And I understand the rhetoric around Daniel Jones. I totally understand. But I think he's going to go, if I had to predict, if I was a betting man, I would bet that he's going to go to a different situation with an actual competent coaching staff. And you know what? Maybe he has a resurgence in his career. Maybe that happens. But it's not going to happen here, and I'm worried that the same thing is going to happen with our next quarterback, because I don't think any of you guys, any of the coaches on this team, any of the front office people, Joe Schoen, I don't think they know. I honestly don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing. I think they just think that they're just going to go get a quarterback and then everything is going to be fixed. But the problems that have seeped into this team, the cancer that's in this team, is not going to go away by just swapping out one player. As the general manager, as the head of the snake for this team, I want you to come out and tell us the truth. Tell us what's going on behind the scenes of this team. Because the Giants, all we do is smell bullshit coming out of your mouth. And we're sick of it. Giants fans have reached apathy for this team. You know, like nobody really wants to watch this team anymore. No one wants to talk about this team because it just causes division and headaches all around and nausea. Man, it's just sickening talking about this team. Honestly, I feel like my stomach hurts when I feel like I have to like force myself to make a fucking video talking about this shitty team. And I'm watching the Giants on a treadmill where they're just gonna keep perpetually doing the same shit over and over and over again, and nothing's gonna fucking change. And I'm scared because we're gonna start becoming the fucking Jets, because we're gonna start changing. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. I don't even care. I don't care. Everything's fine. Joe Schoen, that was a very disappointing press conference today. I was disappointed to hear that coming from our general manager. Someone that should have their hand on the pulse for this team. Someone that should be witnessing what's going on, whether that be coaching or personnel decisions. And then listening to you say that, you know, losing players, like dropping someone like Nick McLeod isn't that's not affecting the locker room. Even though we have players like Cordell Flott posting Instagram pictures of him, you know, alluding to the fact that everyone kind of, you know, it's kind of a fucked up thing that you just dropped him like that. Like, there's a lot that goes into an NFL organization, a team, a culture of winning, a culture of grown-ass men. I hate hearing the excuse that we're the youngest defense in the league. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize Dexter Lawrence was a rookie. I didn't realize that Brian Burns was a rookie. I didn't realize Kayvon Thibodeau is a fucking rookie. I didn't realize that Nacho was a rookie. I didn't realize that Bobby Okereke was a rookie. I didn't realize that Micah McFadden was a rookie. I didn't realize that Jason Pinnock was a rookie. We do have young players on this team, but they're far from the youngest in the fucking NFL. And you want to know a reason why our defense is so freaking young? Do you want to know why our team is so young? Is because you supplement through the fucking draft. You let good players walk because you're so stingy, and then you don't want to, and then you replace them with rookies. And you fucking toss them to the wolves. So, anyway, this video is fucking longer than it really needs to be. I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. I know I rambled. I probably said the same thing about 10 different times. But if you guys like the channel, feel free to go down below and check out some of my other videos. It means a lot. And hopefully I see you guys in the future. But until next time, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.